Okay, here we are. It's been a while. And yeah, we should be nice and ready to go. Hello Marcelo, hello Desert, how have things been going? Sadly, my sleep schedule has been a little bit ruined. I've started going to sleep at like 9 in the morning and waking up late in the afternoon. Kind of wanted to wake up a bit earlier today since Lukamar came out, but apparently I still kind of screwed things up. Technically, I woke up about an hour and a half ago, and it's 6 PM. That's not a good look now, is it? Still, we've got our cool little assassin. And let's start with the tutorial, see what they got in store for us. Because when it comes to pulling for her, I've been a little bit in doubt, because the Witcher collab had such great units, and she's an assassin, she has the same role as Ciri. Between one and the other, Ciri technically came out way later in the Taiwan timeline, and I think Ciri might still be just a tiny little bit better. It's just that Lukamar gives liberation stacks to the rest of the ELAMAN units. So if you want to pick up anyone from the ELAMAN arc, she's just going to be buffing them as the de facto leader of the entire faction. So, she's got Jump, additional skill, Soul Reliever, and the Aura Emperor Prime Sigil. Soul Reliever consumes 10 stacks of Emperor's Blood, grant 10 stacks of Liberation to all ELAMAN allies in battle. And Liberation basically makes other ELAMAN units do something on top of what they usually do. As for the leader skill, this is imprinted into her trait, just like SP Metha. % attack, 20% defense to all ELAMAN allies in battle, increases damage, pierce damage, and damage over time effect by 5%. Upon heavy liberation, additionally increases by 10%. Okay, this is actually quite nice, 10% more damage over time. And I don't remember any ELAMAN unit that does this outside of Push Run Run. But Push Run Run is Infection. Does this actually work with Infection? On top of the base HP that it scales off of? For reaction, gains unfocused. Enemies will prioritize attacking other targets within their skill range rather than the holder. Okay, that's pretty cool. Start of the battle, end of the turn, 1 instance of dodge and deflection. Deflection is the same as Isarine, 50% damage reduction. Does not activate when already having dodge and deflection. That's a little bit of a downside, but I guess as long as you have anyone around her and people are not hitting her with AoEs, she's basically not taking damage. Final Dance, Unshackle. Skill tech that produces additional effects based on the liberation count. Increases crit when casting Unshackle skills up to 10%. Additional effect of Unshackle up to 20 stacks. Single target attack, 160% damage, that's pretty damn big. If having the liberation stacks, consumes these stacks and triggers extra effects. At 5 stacks, another 50% physical attack. Oh, this is something that they've kept around with the Witcher units as well. She's the first one who gets it. 10 stacks, grants the 5 stack effect and additionally attacks all enemies within 3 tiles of the target for 80% AoE damage. That still deals 160% damage to the first target though. Cool. Song of Wind, physical attack plus 20% when attacking for each stack of liberation, additionally increases Unshackle skill damage by 2% up to 20. Okay, that's a potential 180% damage off of the Final Dance alone. Jesus Christ.
血の雨の中お前
And another really nice part is that she doesn't have energy, so you don't have to worry about cooldowns. Yeah, you don't have to worry about managing it. You don't have to worry about bringing Tyr with you or anything else. And thankfully, they're also dodging the fact that a lot of other units that consume energy, you need them at higher star rating in order for them to self-generate a little bit of energy, so their rotation gets kind of screwed. For her, it's nothing, it's exclusively cooldowns. That's our Soul Reliever. Looks like we've got 14 stacks over there. And that's our buffed skill. Nice and lit up as well. 32,000 damage off of the tutorial alone. And that's a nice 51k crit. Yeah, I think we're starting strong. We're starting pretty damn strong. Fear nothing, I shall liberate you with my skills. Soul Reliever, lead all the ELAMAN allies to victory. Oh, right, another thing. We should be getting some new playable lower level ELAMAN units. And apparently she buffs them so hard that they can actually be viable units to use. 3% HP, battle start, 3 stacks of liberation. When taking damage, 3 stacks of liberation, 1 time per round. When the character or the target is on soil, sandbed or wasteland, quicksand or dust, 30% lifesteal when dealing damage. Unshakable, sacrifices HP, 3 stacks of liberation, dispels 4 attack attribute debuffs from the character. Single target attacks, 3 hits of 55% damage, ignores strike back. 165% multiplier on a rare unit rather than a legendary? The hell were they smoking with this? As for you, magic attack, magic defense 10%. When any ally in battle casts magical damage skills, 1 stack of liberation triggered up to 3 times per round. Oh, any ally, cool. They don't even stack just off of other ELAMAN units. After attacking enemies with debuffs, 3 stacks of Shattered Shackles, which increases damage up to 30 stacks. Looks like each of them has their own little mechanic. But we need to get lucky with the gacha in order to actually get these rare units. And that is pool number 93. Alright then, fingers crossed, and let's bring her home. As I'm almost there towards the guarantee. Almost. I don't really want to go and do the entire story just for the extra 15 pools that I need for the guarantee. So she's got to come home a little bit early. And of course, the sooner she comes home, the better it's going to be, because I need to save pools for later. Oh, she's common! She's common with liberation skills. ELAMAN Shield Guard, that's 2 whole new units. And I kind of want to check them out as well, because I think they might be interesting. These are a little bit sad when you don't even get the rare one. Come on with the upgrade. Oh, that's cute. So we've got 2 new rares, 1 new common, but we still haven't gotten the golden one. That should be one of the immortals. Come on, Lukamar, don't make me wait this long. Because we're almost out of pools. Okay, no, it's triple rares. My savings are dying. Help. Oh, come on. 4. So, debut guarantee in 15 pools. She's really playing hard to get, damn her. And global guarantee in 1 more. This global guarantee should be 50-50 shot at her. If we don't get her here, we're going to have to go grind. But yeah, this is a guarantee legendary. Let's go with the Empress. For the love of God, please, Lukamar. There we go. Sadly, this did reset the counter for the other guarantee, so the other one goes back to 180. But Jesus Christ, man. She's so freaking hot. Also, how bad is this? Yeah, I think we went 91 pools for her. As for the Astral Imprint, don't think I care too much about this one, even though when the support skill granted by the trait effect, if they have no energy cost and no cooldown, additionally grants crit 2 and damage 2. Holy shit. The character gains Purifying Souls 3. I guess they call this Burning Sins now. 12% attack, doubles the crit increase effect from 12 to 24%. When using class skills, if they have no energy cost and no cooldown, Burning Sins at the all effects last for 3 turns. We're going to have to wait a little while for this weapon to actually become available in the standard shop, but I don't have the pools for this. Even if they were to give us some free tickets, which I honestly haven't checked for. What do we have in here? Pressure Dune Hunt, just some level up materials. Song of Dunes, which is the new main story chapter. Her skin. Holy hell, her skin. Yeah, the devs kind of cooked with this one. But it's like 30 bucks for a few pixels, so not really. And we've got the Eternal Monument, which should be almost over. And I'm afraid that's everything. Shadow of Calamity, March 27th. Universal Derivation on April 3rd. I love this event. It's a little bit of a character check, it's a little bit of a collection check more than anything, but I do really like this event. Now let's go level her up. And I've actually saved the memory fragment stage exclusively. I could start giving her a few levels straight off the bat. Because if I remember correctly, she is one of those characters who basically demand to be 5 stars. Straight up to rank 13. Back attack damage plus 10%. Still have to go grind for these. 5% attack and more back attack damage. If I remember correctly, some of her skills always count as back attack damage. So that's going to be good regardless. As for her trait, jump straight off the start. Soul Reliever, Emperor Prime Sigil, again straight off the bat. 5% physical attack, start of battle 10 stacks of Emperor Blood and 2 additional stacks at the end of the turn. 1 to 2 stars, 10% boost to physical attack. Jesus, that's a big jump already. 10% physical attack from... Oh no, it's 5 here. From 5 to 10%. An extra stack of Emperor Blood. And vulnerable 2 for 2 turns after attacking. Yeah, this is a big jump already from 1 to 2 stars. Up to 3, an extra stack of Emperor Blood, 4 stacks at the end of the turn. Soul Reliever will trigger the Wind Slash effect, and Wind Slash is an extra attack. Locks onto the two closest enemies within 3 tiles, 60% physical AoE damage, and resets the cooldown of Evil Crusher to 0. So again, 3-star is the basic unlock for her functionality. More stacks, still vulnerable 2, more attack. And down here, 30% more damage for the next skill use after Wind Slash, not to mention vulnerable 3 after attacking. 6 stacks at the end of each turn, up from... okay, not from 5. These stacks actually scale linearly through the star levels. Do I do this here or do I do this for another unit? Let's start picking up our skills, then we check back on the materials over there. Unshackle, instant, teleports to an empty tile within 3 tiles of the target. If the target is on a dust tile, clears the tile effects to gain 3 stacks of liberation. Dodge at 10 stacks, crit 2. Immune to blind after attacking if the target is on soil. Additional piercing damage 10% of attack. Don't think we'll be using either of these, but I do like the teleport just in case. It's an extra jump on top of whatever we already have, as well as... what's her name? The character from the Witcher 3 collab. Selects one target, teleports behind them. Oh, we have another one here. If the target is an ally, triggers Wind Dance Slash effect before teleporting. Some damage as a nice little goodbye. When the target is an enemy, Wind Dance Slash after teleporting. All Wind Dance Slash inflict blind for 1 turn and deal double damage as an auxiliary passive. I think we're going to have to pick up Blade of Conviction. And Chapter of the Final Dance is our main damage skill. We've seen this one reach 180%, so this is our first Castalia. A little bit early, but what can you do? When injured, for each stack of liberation, 3% defense, and this is our unfocused for dodge and deflection. No real alternative here. Ritual Dance Aura, the effect lasts until the start of the next turn. At the start of the battle, triggers Soul Reliever effect and consumes the Emperor's Blood. The first Blade of Conviction in each battle becomes instant. Okay, that's cool. We need to check on the cooldown for this Blade of Conviction, but if you can cast it twice at battle start, this actually makes for a really nice burst thing. Otherwise, 20% physical attack, for each stack of liberation, the Unshackle skill damage up to 20%. This is a nice little passive, we go with this one for the time being, even though I kind of want to come back for Rite of the Wind Dance. I think this might be interesting. Passive lock or extra damage. I think we're going with the extra damage here. And lastly, we've got our Sand Bottle. 10% HP to all enemies within one tile and inflicts blind. Or an extra dodge. Kind of curious, I think I want to see the Sand Bottle first. Mostly because we don't really get the... it's a whole new effect. Applying sand dunes, it's a whole new thing. Blood and Wind. Select the enemy character within 3 tiles, teleport 160% damage. After attacking, returns to the position, can move again 3 tiles and gain 5 stacks of liberation. This doesn't sound that bad either. It's also the same 160% damage as the Final Dance. Main difference is it doesn't get the Unshackle, so no extra damage for the liberation consumption. We keep one teleport anyway. The only thing is that this is not instant, so we might have to give her as many extra actions or extra turns as possible. As for her gear, of course she goes off of daggers. We've got attack and HP here with extra crit. She buffs crit herself a little bit, so unless we get her best in slot weapon, the void stabs are going to have to do. As for Trinket, she doesn't really generate anything, she doesn't have extra effects, so either we go with extra crit with a Maverick Cloak. Got so many. Or maybe, just maybe, I've been getting multiple copies of this Deceptive Shadow. Don't really know what to do with it. The stat boost is a little bit lower. Immune to Bound could be interesting, but I think I would rather just run with higher stats and higher crit. This is single target damage. The AoE damage is only the 80%. Wind and Slash is also all AoE damage. And I'm a bit torn here between either a crit one or even more crit rate. Even though I'm afraid she doesn't actually get that much. Not at 1 star at least. She probably needs her weapon for the extra crit rate. But still, we don't really have anything better now, do we? Take this thing off of Tristan. And I guess we can start with this build, at least just to see how she plays a little bit. As for the others, what did we get? Sadly, no Immortal. Somehow managed to not get the golden unit. We've got our ELAMAN Axe Warrior over here. After being hit by an active attack, 40% physical damage to all enemies within 1 tile radius up to twice per round. And once the universal derivation comes out, this is going to make real short work of large number of low-level enemies. Each stack of liberation extra crit, if crit is over 50%, up to 20% of it gets converted to damage. Why is this actually quite nice? Again, immune to blind, extra piercing damage. 90% AoE damage, heal block, that's neat. Nothing special though. However, he does have a nice charge. He's got an AoE, and he's got counters. Single target healing 40% grants Passion Hymn and Crit 2. Increase healing received by 20%. Can be used on characters with healing received reversal. If the reversal expires, this also expires. Healing received reversal is something I don't remember seeing, at least not on our own units. If we do get it, however, that may turn some characters into pretty decent nukers. Wait, no, I don't think we can heal the enemies. That would be a bit too strong. Still, self-healing units, we've got plenty. Enemy healers, we've got plenty. Something like this might be nice. Oh, Kia has it. But she's the only one so far. Dancer, that's looking pretty damn cute as well. Healing effect and magic defense for each stack of liberation. When casting skills, grants them 1 stack of liberation, that's nice. If the target is the character themselves, 2 stacks activated 1 time per round. So she's basically a different version of a little cleric. And once she hits 5-star, she loses the limit on how many liberation stacks she can give. Not gonna lie, this actually sounds quite cool. Sand Erosion Bottle. Desert Steps with the instant teleport with the extra effects on liberation. Protective counter, 3% less magic damage, takes magic attack for all the allies within 2 tiles. When attacked, strike back for 70% damage up to 2 times per round. It has a cooldown, but it's still up to 2 times per round. Liberation, Battlefield Healing, a battle flag that we won't use. Single target attack, 130% damage before attacking, mana conversion, and wheel. Boosts physical attack up to 80% of the magic defense, increase magic defense by 50% if she's injured. That's another little interesting one. As for the shield guard, some self-healing, and I expect this one to have the alert on standby, of course. And standby within enemy range, alert on 1 tile around the character, 2% physical damage. If 2 stacks of liberation, consumes them to double the damage and interrupt. This is going to be another interesting unit. I can already tell. Unshackle, single target damage, 150% sand damage. The hell is sand damage now? Okay, more boosts. Dispels 3 buffs from the target. Interruption, tanking, and dispel. That's actually quite interesting too. But we're going to have to wait for these. Mostly I want to see if we end up in some situations where we will actually need this sort of stuff before putting materials into them. extra crit on liberation, and more stacks of liberation just by herself. Create immediate disruption. Sadly, these units don't really have the stats to deal decent amount of damage, despite the high multipliers of some of their skills. The ambush seems nice, and sadly, despite being all kind of unique units, all ELAMAN, none of them has any legendary skills. Okay, one quick round of dailies, and we go on to the story event. Ciao bello, ehi capitano, come va? Now this is a bit of a problem. Because I've got Camelot at 83,120, got Siri at 25,120, and Metha, who is about to hit 4 stars. Don't really want to give up on any of them, but we have to put Lukamar in here. And I'm afraid Camelot is the one that's going to get this shaft. That is one hell of a soft voice.
I appreciate it, truly. Stand down. Hardly a challenge. Coward. Hardly a challenge.
She's 1 star. She doesn't even have her own gear, and she's dealing 23k single target damage. Okay, let's try and boost her up a little bit. She was in the 3600 range. That's for 2 stars. And we only have 14 more. You know what? Since we've got 14 more, let's spend 9 here, bring her up to 4 stars. So she has a little bit of a better base stat line when it comes to the next quest. And before we start the next quest, there we go. Oh, we start straight off the bat. We don't even get to choose which characters we bring in. Oh, right. This is where Agatha got her summer skin. Yeah, the timelines between Taiwan and Global are a little bit screwed, but...
ルカマール陛下、あなたのおもてなしはいつも格別ですね。そうか。I
kind of forgot she was supposed to be part of the story event in here.
ルカマール陛下、このような率直に話せる場を設けていただき、ありがとうございます。率直にとな。衣を脱ぎ捨てたとはいえ、おのおのの身分を捨てたわけではなかろう。いかにルチアの銀狼の女王よ。
小石イニシアティブについてその真の目的を聞かせてくれないか、イナンナ陛下。
この度はイリアの女王としてではなく、議会の代表として参りました。アガタさん、今あなたの前にいるのは肩を並べて戦ったただのイナンナですよ。
そうか。じゃ、その一緒に戦ったイナンナに聞こう。イリアは法王国以外で唯一小石鉱脈を有する国だ。その小石資源を惜しむことなく進んで共有しようなんて、あの提案によって一体何を得ようとしているんだ？
So this is after the main story quest from the standard one, but this happens alongside the 10-year time skip where we get Iron Maitha. So not only they're trying to expand on the Luxite trade, they're trying to lift up Lucia as well, while trying to get a little bit of leverage from ELAMAN.
互恵的で共に発展できる環境はあらゆる人にさらに多くの利益をもたらすんです。もちろんイリアも含めてね。
Again, these people are so naive. These are all great intentions, but there's always going to be someone who's going to try and screw them over for personal gain.
互恵的な関係か。ルチアの土地は広大だが人口は少なく資源にも乏しい。おそらく君たちが欲しがるものはあまりないだろう。互いにメリットがある協力関係でなければ長続きは難しいんじゃないか。もしイリアが本気で協力を望むなら軍事同盟を検討してみてはどうだ。個人的にはイヴァン大帝とは意見を異にするが、軍事同盟の案なら協力の拘束力を確保しつつルチアも相応の価値を提供できるはずだ。何しろ表現じゃ勇猛な戦士たちには事欠かないからね。
ルチアが求めるものには軍の通行権も含まれておるのだろう。
その通りです。ルチア人には表現を出る機会が必要ですからね。
我々が求めているのは自由意志に基づく平和な協力です。騎士連合や法王国はもちろんいかなる第三勢力も標的にするつもりはないのです。
And this is a little bit wrong too. Again, si vis pacem para bellum. And the Union isn't really a kind of faction who's just going to lick their wounds back on the other side of the sea. They're going to be coming back eventually. And a nice military alliance is going to help a lot with that.
独力で強敵に立ち向かうつもりかい？
弱肉強食だけがこの世界で唯一の道ではありません。この提案を出したのは共存共栄の道を選ぶことができると世に示すためなんです。
And again, she's nice and well-intentioned, but all it takes for this mentality to crumble is another guy like Camelot.
私はいつでもこの世界には平和を愛する者がたくさんいると信じています。その人たちは正しい選択をしてくれるはずです。以前あなたが王とモーンレイスでそうしたように。
ルチアを代表してこの場で決断することはできないが、私は君が思い描く未来に期待しているよ。
ありがとう。
とはいえ、もしルチアが提案に賛同しても、イリアとの間にはエラマンが存在する。エラマンが加わらなかったら何も始まらない。
それについてはすでにキアンシルは態度を表明したのではないか。ぜひあなた様ご自身のお考えを聞かせていただきたいんです。エラマンには多くの奴隷主がいる。そしてウィルダの奴隷も数多い。え？もしエラマンが提案に加わったとして、イリアのウィルダ人はいかに思うか。
And of course, the old slavers initiative is going to have to fall.
イリアはエラマンに奴隷制の廃止を望んでおるのか。
That's the main reason why we're here.
イリアがこの提案をもって他国の内政に干渉することはありません。
Yeah, don't lie,
ただ
Nanna.
個人的には確かに奴隷制の廃止を望んでいます。人は本来自由であるべきです。そして自由な人々は国にさらなる繁栄をもたらすはずです。
その点は私も同意する。
自由とな。自由とは何じゃ？ルチアには奴隷制度がない。しかればルチア人は自由である。そう言えるか？聞こえたか？風の中の音が。風の中の音？そうか。時はまだ満ちておらぬようじゃ。
Well, at least that's a start. The year 1000 of the Radiant calendar marks the end of a brutal conflict. What began as a scramble for Luxite resources became the Iria Liberation War, drawing in every major power on the continent. The victory of the Irian people sends shockwaves across the known world. Oh, we actually get a map with the Union. 13 Knight States form the mighty Union of Knight States. Their combined armies feared throughout the continent. But with the King of Judgment's fall, the delicate balance of the Council has crumbled. Now, ambitious factions circle like vultures, ready to tear each other apart. The Papal State, a theocratic nation sustained by the power of faith for 1,000 years, with the emergence of Luxite, seeks to reclaim its former glory. Yet, the rise of the Light of Protection has awakened the thinking about faith. A transformation capable of shaking theocratic rule draws near. Oh, come on! Things are so buggy. Not only they screwed the text up, somehow there's pictures missing. Deep in the frozen wastes of the Lucha tundra, scattered tribes have awakened. Under the Emperor Ivan's iron fist, they unite and grow stronger each day. This empire of warriors with orc blood in their veins hungers for the chance to break free from their icy prison. Again, not too sure on the orc blood since they can transform into beasts, but maybe they have a different definition of orc compared to the standard fantasy one. Across endless deserts and rolling grasslands, the ELAMAN Empire endures. Once mighty slave regions have crumbled into legend and dust, but merchants grow fat on trade routes that span the continent. Their rivers of gold are washing away the old order. Precious peace has endured for more than half a year. Reborn Area extends its call to the world to replace war with cooperation, to forge the future through progress. Through countless hardships lie ahead, the path forward is clear. The wind rises. Beyond those trade routes, a mysterious ancient desert kingdom unveils its veil to view. Know this: the blazing sun shall set in the west, only bones remain immortal. Oh, that side-eye. Well, I guess we were expecting a little bit of a power vacuum over on the Union side, and that is likely going to cause a lot of problems for the future. Still, really nice that we get a little bit of an introduction for Lucha as well, because that is our next destination. Who would dance in a place like this? Is this a mirage? Isn't this the same pool where we met her the first time? I need water, my head's spinning.
そっちも聞いたであろう。
Where is this place?
天と地の狭間のどこか。わらわと踊ってはみぬか。
Do you know how to get to the Welter Mount? What? How do you get so lost that instead of reaching the Welter Mountains you end up in ELAMAN of all places? You collapsed. The burning sand scorches your cheek. In a daze, something cool touches your lip. Who is it?
わらわの名はルカム。
Sometime later.
団長、やっとお目覚めですかい。
How did I get here?
脱水で失神してたんですよ。ここで倒れてるのを俺たちが見つけましてね。
Kind of curious that she's just gone like this. Someone just saved me. Someone with a name. Was there anyone else with me then?
いや、見渡す限りの砂漠ですからね。
A mirage?
と
Really?
にかく無事で何よりです、団長。もうすぐ国境に着きます。この砂丘を越えればウィルター山は目の前ですよ。
Never imagined one day I could go home.
どうもありがとうございます。スズランの県の団長さん。私たちを故郷へ連れ帰ってくれるなんて。それにあの親切なホーマ様も。あの方は奴隷主から私たちを救ってくれました。どうか彼女に私たちの感謝をお伝え
Okay,
くだ
of
さい。
course, Homa is on our side. What's his name is too, but I wonder what happened to that guy. Akambe.
さあみんな。
His bro actually got captured, or at least he got found out. And the other merchants definitely do not like what he's been doing. Huh? Okay, we've got plenty of support units, all at level 60. We don't get to choose the characters that accompany us throughout the story anymore. No more recruitment or anything.
共に戦いましょう。
Okay, that's a little bit weird.
フルアーマーマイサー装着完了。
か細い歌も時に刃となります。
ご信任いただき感謝し
血
ます。
肉の舞を煮えとして捧げることとなろう。
では私が道を開きます。
Nah, you know what? Let's just bring Espinan, give turns to Lukamar.
今度こそ共に戦いましょう。
If anything,
では私が道を開きます。
we go like this. That's curious. I like that feature. Like, sure, you're getting kind of locked in with the selection that you make at the start for the entire run of the story. But I like being able to recruit new characters, level them up, or just play through the story with no characters of my own, just the ones that I'm given from the standard recruitment. Arrest the Builder spies. They're suspected in assassinating the national merchant. Assassination, Builder spies.
次は私たちの番。エネルギーチャージしておきます。私に続け。
Oh, I forgot to check her speed too. I'm sorry, what? 190 unbuffed? That is hella fast for an assassin unit. Normally assassins sit in the 150 to 160 range.
みんなも一緒に前へ。心得ました。
準備。貫け。やっぱりここの突破口。
この催しは措置が先導するがよい。
Okay, so reliever available from turn 1. Deflection, dodge, Emperor Blood up to 15 stacks, but she's got nothing because she just used Soul Reliever. Liberation up to 10 stacks, can stack up to 20 times. But 10 stacks are enough.
血の雨の中を前へ。
For the signature skill and kill.
犠牲を悼む
There's our
暇な
extra
ど
turn
ない
as well.
面白い誘いじゃな。
Sadly, the second one is not going to be buffed, but
血の雨の中を
with
前に
160% base multiplier, it doesn't even need to be buffed.
頑張って私がついていますから。助かっちゃった。助かっちゃった。今ですお下がりなさい。破れ息を整えよう。みんな私の後ろに。
Dandelion, what exactly happened? Many events happened during this time. Inanna traveled to the ELAMAN, representing the Iran Council for negotiations, but due to disagreements over slavery, both sides failed to reach cooperation on the Luxet initiative. Shortly after Inanna returned home, a national merchant of ELAMAN was assassinated. The murderers are said to be several Vildiran slaves. ELAMAN is now hunting the assassins' accomplices and capturing Vilders everywhere. They've even crossed the border into the West Vilter Mountain within Irian territory. And this is what we've seen with the time skip Mega Meta event. The assassination combined with ELAMAN's border violation has made the relationship between Iria and ELAMAN extremely tense. War between the sides could erupt at any moment. This entire chain event has unfolded so suddenly. So suddenly it feels unnatural. Perhaps it's worth investigating. Even though I'm no longer Iria's prince, Iria's interests remain of paramount importance to me. Protecting our allies means protecting Iria's interests. By the way, this is a letter from Inanna for you. She said there are some things she wants to write to you personally.
やった大勝利。みんなありがとう。このアーマーは私の力の源。これからもフルアーマー。
The negotiations failed. This doesn't surprise you. As you suspected, ELAMAN's slavery system has deep roots. Yet, to think that a merchant's death could spark border conflicts like that, it may indicate something quite interesting. You open Inanna's letter again.
もう一度エラマンへ行っていただきたいのです。当事者以外の客観的な視点が必要なんです。あなたなら、もしかしたら他の人が見落としている手がかりを見つけられるかもしれません。それとハーシャーのあの態度はなんというか曖昧。いいえ、謎めいていると言うべきかも。ルカマールはいつもひょうひょうとしていて、霧に潜むその視線は常に何かを探しているようで。皆さんによろしくお伝えください。次に会える時を楽しみにしています。
What does that mysterious sovereign really want? And ain't that a great question? Especially since Lukamar seems so distant somehow. The rescued slaves have all been returned to the Wilder Mountain, and we made it back to town. However, to calm the flames of war, we must set out for ELAMAN once again. Everyone in town is helping with preparations. Before we leave, let's say goodbye to them. Oh, come on, Meta and Faisal don't have text bubbles. Have you seen Meta's new armor? The one that we captured from the ELAMAN caravan? That's right, when we found it, it was missing a power source. Thanks to my genius modifications, it can move again. With Meta strength added, we can protect the town even without you here. She's got her skin now in this story. Just got back and now you have to leave again? They brought so many gifts for the Convallaria festival, along with Convallaria cakes. They smell so good. And here, look, new clothes for us. She looks freaking adorable. I can't wait until I lose some 50-50 to Momo. Honestly, she's been one of my most desired units basically since launch. But I can't justify burning $30 just to get her. Don't be sad, we're only partying now for a better reunion. Once those things are finished, I'll come back as soon as possible. I heard you were also born in ELAMAN. To be precise, the East Belter Mountain within ELAMAN territory. Though part of the same mountain range, the western reaches belong to Iria, while the eastern slopes fall under ELAMAN. Yet, their fates differ greatly. ELAMANs see the Ildarians as commodity. For profit, they sell us into slavery. They've conquered our tribes, and I fled ELAMAN, never able to return. Thank you for helping the Ildarians. I plan to support the West Belter Mountain. Such tragedies can never happen again. Master Tahir asked me to give you a message. He's gone to ELAMAN. Tahir alone to ELAMAN? Before leaving, said something about collecting research materials. Ever since you gave him that old ELAMAN book, he's been buried in it day and night. You might run into him in ELAMAN. I hope bro is safe. He never gave the impression of someone who can fend off for himself. He's basically a royal token that people kept for bargaining purposes. I heard an ELAMAN merchant was killed. Is that true? The ELAMAN slavers never seen Ildarian slaves as human beings. But I'm worried. We haven't heard from Akambe in quite a while either. I'm afraid we'll go to ELAMAN and ask around. It shouldn't be him, right? He's helped the Wilder people plenty. Nah, that's not Akambe. If Akambe is in trouble, it's because of the slavers, not because of the slaves. Got to go. The town is in your hands. Bidding farewell to your companions who wished you could stay, you embark once more on the road to ELAMAN. Your wagon may travel light this time, but the weight of your duty has never felt heavier. I mean, we just have to topple an entire empire. How difficult is that going to be? Hashalaram at last. It's so hot, and we're all tired from the journey. Let's just get into the city. Wait, why are so many people queuing at the gate? We should go and find what's happening. I'm still not sure if this is actually, this is part of the main story quest. It's kind of weird that they're treating this as a standard event though. They're checking everyone thoroughly now. Who knows when my turn will come? I've got goods inside the city. So quest is just standard act structure. Is that Act 35? Predictions in any match, Throne of Champions. And Molten Blood, which I guess are going to be extra things opening up later. Trading Post, of course they've got Toma here. Plenty of badges, which will be sorely needed. What do you mean this unlocks in 27 days, brother? It's part of this Spiral of Destinies. This should all be unlocked on day 1. And we've got extra tempering levels down here. One thing I really wish they would do would be to give us a little bit more star-up materials for our characters. There's been some memory shards double-up events, but those have kind of disappeared as well. Now if you've got memory fragments, it's either from the shop or as a reward for pulling, which is honestly not ideal. Listen up, foreigner. Hasharam has been cracking down hard on the village spies lately. For a foreigner to enter the city is nearly impossible. If they find anything suspicious about you, you might get dragged off to become a gladiator and die in the arena. Can't they just deny entry? Jesus, that seems excessive. Lucky for you, I'm a generous soul. I've got connections on the to get you on the inside, but considering the risks and labor cost, the rock bottom price is of 1,000 per person. Outrageous? How? Ask anyone around here. They charge the same price for years. Maybe you should reflect on whether you've made enough money in these past years. Don't worry, when I do business, you pay up front and I deliver guaranteed service. To complete the mission, we have to get in. Not much choice here. That's what I like to hear. Love customers like you. I'll get you safe into Hasharam. My secret passage is that well back there. Let's move when you're ready. Okay, now this is a bit more familiar. This looks like the Crimson storyline. Haven't closed the door to the Hasharam on you, but your merciful old snakehead here will crack open a window. World East Evil Darkness assassinated our initial merchant, so they locked down the Hasharam outskirts. Oh, trading post is the same as down here. Arena, of course, we can't go yet. And in battle it is. And this looks pretty new as well. Entire new tile set for the ELAMAN routes. You outsiders don't understand anything. These subterranean tunnels have existed since ancient times. They are as old as Ashalaram itself. But that doesn't matter. What matters is only I know the completely safe route. Without me, you'd already be desert beast food. Just ELAMAN creatures mutated by Luxite exposure. First discovered in the subterranean tunnels. Plus, there's that legendary giant mutant that devours people without blinking. You should thank me for getting you past them. These sound like made-up stories. Case in point, it's always the same beasts. Some scorpions, some wolves, some spiders. No choice, we're on our own. But these don't really scare me now, come on.
今私たちの番。スタンバイよし。
私に続け。みんなも一緒に前へ。
面白い誘いじゃな。
みんなも一緒に前へ。
助かっちゃった。
みんなも一緒に前へ。
Yeah, these are a little bit scattered.
これがみんなの決断です。このまま行きます。
Oh, Wait, they drop stuff now? Sulfur Shell will explode at the start of the next turn and generate sulfur smoke on the tiles within 1 tile radius of the character. When destroyed by an AoE attack, generates no effect. After being hit by a single target attack, pours flames into a 3x3 area in the direction of the hit, dealing 5 piercing damage equals to 100 points, plus 30% of the characters of the HP of the characters within range. Okay, this might be actually quite nice going forward, if you can have characters with multiple turns or moving back to back. So you can blow this up and deal piercing damage to other enemies. Otherwise, you've got to watch out if you don't want to blow yourself up.
貫け。これでも食らいなさい。
感謝いたします。
了解。
この催しはそちが先導するがよい。血の雨の中を前へ。見えの舞よ。しばしとどまれ。
何か私にお手伝いできることは？頑張って。私がついていますから。
助かっちゃった。
ありがとう。
Okay, still hits too.
今です突き破れ。お下がりなさい。
息が整ないよ。手応えありです。
And looks like AoE attacks can also clear the little spider webs.
突撃準備。突き破れ。
ありがとう。
待機します。次は私たちの番。
I should probably try and not stick too close to the enemies though. If this is what they leave down on the ground each turn.
私の後ろに。スタンバイよし。
Oh, there's one more down here. Sulfur smoke, inflicted with sulfur gas. Hit damage over time debuff, stackable. Upon activation, these stacks are halved, so it's basically the same as the standard poison. Explodes with a hit by fire attack, removing the effect. 15% fire piercing damage to all characters within 1 tile. 15% on tile radius. 3 or more, 30% fire damage to all characters within 1 tile. Oh god. We need to clear this. We need to clear this instantly. But it has to be with fire damage.
私に続け
Or maybe just their own clear.
隙ありこの平和な世界のために
Incredible, you took down all those monsters. I knew they were no match for you. And yet, you ran with your tail between your legs. If you want to make some side money, come find me. Asharam is just ahead.
Oi, 急げ。今なら誰もいねえ。見ろ、ここがグランドバザールだ。
And is no one seriously going to ask questions when they see a foreigner out and about? I think I might have seen this map before. One event or the other. Hashem mentioned.
絶妙な幕切れじゃ。身のこなし、足運び、いずれも上々達者で。
And I guess this is where we start the liberation. As in doing business, don't worry about travel expenses, you'll make much more in Asharam. The Grand Bazaar has the most exotic goods, you can buy here and sell elsewhere, or try your luck at the arena betting, with good fortune you could get rich overnight. It's gambling though. And there's the slave theaters, the most beautiful voices and dances. If you're lucky enough to save up and buy one of the touring performances, you'll make a fortune. Yeah, we're not here to deal in slaves. Cool that you can explore the main road at least. Even though it doesn't seem like there's that much going on. Fresh chilled watermelon juice you can drink for just 10 gold coins. All you can drink? The price seems reasonable. Do you think I don't know your little tricks? How much syrup did you put in this juice? Even flies would die from the sweetness, and the cups are way too small. You have to queue up again after every drink. So he's basically trying to get you to waste time and get thirsty again after one drink. Foreigner, would you like a little gambling too? Remember, if you want to play this, go to the arena, guarantee excitement. Just don't lose too much and become a slave gladiator. Everyone pays their debts to me. You're going to sell him into slavery? Pay your debts, it's only right. Nobody's money grows on trees. Dear foreigner, would you like to buy a ticket? Main hall, 8,000 each. Front row, negotiable. Monthly packages available. I guess alright, let's go check what's in here. Just watch from outside, only noble slavers get to go inside. We've looked around enough, let's find somewhere to stay the night. Luxury or budget? We didn't even get to choose. Stop right there, filthy slave. Those are Halashram slave hunters, basically just a bunch of thugs who make money catching runaway slaves. Sometimes, when they can't catch their targets, they'll grab ordinary people as substitutes. I don't want to mess with them. I suggest you leave while you can. And everyone else just accept this? Absolutely zero rights for anyone around here. Find that runaway slave gladiator and drag it back. Dead or alive, I don't care. Okay, we're down to 4. Of course, Lukamar has got to stay in.
For all I hold dear, I will never back down.
Since we will need some fire damage to deal with some of these.
光は我らと共に。我らが身に負える使命、命じてはするべからず。
Foreigner, stop. Hand over the slaves you're hiding right now, or else... We don't have slaves. We're down 4. They found us. Who are you? When did you... sorry, our slave gladiator escaped from the arena. I tried to blend with the foreigner group and escape Hashalaram. You're covered in wounds. What did you go through? Slaves are forced into brutal combat. They wanted me to fight until I died. I had no choice but to find a chance to escape. Escaped slaves only face death. And between fight or execution, I guess bro's best chance is to just try and fight. In these seats, everyone. The one thing I find weird is that the fact that the follow-up strike, it's only 80% AoE damage. This still deals 20k. Yeah, 18 to 20k. This is the only one I'm not too sure about if I want to keep Blade of Conviction here. Because this has no cooldown, no energy cost, no nothing. She can cast this every single turn, except she gets it buffed with Song of Wind. I'm starting to get the feeling that a second passive to buff the first skill might be better than Blade of Conviction. At this point, Blade of Conviction is basically just a teleport.
I'll clear the way. Enough! You're a true friend.
You think you can defeat me? The battle is at a stalemate? Absolutely not, bro. We're going to take them down AoE style.
この催しはそちが先導するがよい。
Like, this may not deal AoE damage on the second hit.
見えのないしばし
一緒に行きましょう。
I'll clear the way.
Infinitely? That's why he's not dying. If that's the case, there's no real point in keeping on attacking him. Does it have to be you? Element characters attack and defense plus 30% from the hot wind weather. Oh god, it only took them, what, a year and a half? Now we finally get some proper weather effects. I've been looking forward to these. And thankfully he's resilient enough to actually be able to withstand a couple of hits. Such fighting skill, that gear, your Irian? Irian, stop fighting for now. Let me give you some advice. In ELAMAN, slaves are noble property. That's the iron law. Follow the rules if you want to live. What if we don't hand him over? Still not sold on this. Such arrogance. Send me reinforcements and cut them down.
この催しはそちが先導するがよい。血の雨の中を前への舞よ。しばしとどまる。
And again, once Universal Derivation comes around, I think this thing is going to be pretty damn cool. Do you still have the Infinite Resurrection? He does not have the Infinite Resurrection.
I'll clear the way.
Take that.
He just had to survive turn 1.
光が私を導いてくれる。光よ、生きとし頼もしいですね。はい。この催しはそちが先導するがよい。
Okay, she's 1 star. She has this up again on turn 4. Yeah, sadly this is a bit slow. Just a little bit. But I'm sure things will get better as we get more ELAMAN units. Or she just gets a higher star rating.
一緒に行きましょう。審判の時です。罪には罰を。闇を払い、人々に希望を。
They're spawning hell in here. Damn it, now I can't report back. Thank heavens, our saviors have arrived. They're harboring my master's slave. That's a felony. New enemies. And it's the immortals. This is trouble. Please don't fight, they are the Undying Mask. Fighting them means fighting ELAMAN's army. Thanks for saving my life. I'll go back. I won't drag you into this. What if I buy him? Big words. 1,000 gold coins, not a copper less. You bastard, that's 20 times my worth? So, are we going to end slavery by buying every single slave in here? Because that seems expensive. That seems really damn expensive. Not to mention, it's not really going to end anything since there's always going to be slavers around. Oh, would you look at that, Homa? The parrot?
鳥の糞このクソ鳥め誰かそいつを言おうとぜくそ何なんだあの鳥は俺はもう行くぞ
I can't wait until she gets a rank 13 skill as well. Sadly, she's fallen a little bit off on the wayside due to the fact that the entire meta basically switched towards AoE units. But we'll be getting Shams soon, and as a single target buffer, maybe, hopefully, a team with a Shams Hyper carry could be interesting enough. Oh, city entry permit, which we don't have. I don't understand what you're saying, I'm a foreigner. And we have Homa right here. You know what, let's pull the Homa card, screw it.
交渉は新参者だけが必要なんだろう。この旦那さんはハーシャラムに長年お住まいなんだよ。
And she lies as easily as she breathes. Thankfully, this time is to cover our asses.
この方はこの辺りでも名高い大商人だ。あたいが保証する。
お前が
And we might not have known just yet, but apparently Homa is a pretty big shot down here.
失礼いたしました。どうぞお通りください。
ここはあたいの庭さ。安心して暮らせるよ。遠慮なんかいらない。奴隷の救出を手伝ってくれたのに、まだちゃんとしたお礼もしてないんだからさ。
Thanks, that's a huge help. We just arrived and haven't found a place to stay yet. We meet again, Golly.
お礼ならビスケットでもやっといて。ところで、なんであんな大金を払ってあの奴隷を買ったのさ。
He's injured.
なんで値切らないのかって話。このハーシャラムじゃ飲み水だって値切るんだからね。
Yeah, but doesn't that get annoying? Like, we have set prices for a reason.
あの人の怪我はひどいから普通の治療じゃ無理だろうね。ほら、これはエラマンの極上の傷薬、風神の粉。聞いたことある？
Yeah, I think we went through some pretty big trouble when it came to cooling powder.
そう、肉体の傷でも精神の傷でもみんな治療できちゃう。
If I remember correctly, people were smuggling this down the table as if some sort of powerful drug.
これまでひどい扱いで死にかけた奴隷たちを救出してきたけどさ、みんなこの薬のおかげでなんとか命拾いできたんだ。何日か続けて使えばきっと目を覚ますはずだよ。
And he's already looking much better.
老化を遅らせるって噂もあるから、金持ちはみんなこいつに大金をつぎ込むのさ。あたいは馬鹿げた話だと思うけど、彼らはそう信じてる。入浴剤に使ったりしてさ。ああ、もったいない。これがどれくらい高いか知ってる？同じ重さの金に匹敵するんだ。貴族の奴隷主がその取引を独占して莫大な富を築いてる。あたいらは奴隷の傷を癒すためにほんの少し欲しいだけなのに、大枚はたいて買わなきゃいけないんだ。まったく。
Can't you make it yourself?
いい質問だね。この薬を作るには硝石を特別な形の細粒にしなくちゃいけない。あたいらの技術じゃまだ無理だね。ま、別の方法を考えてみるさ。じゃあ、あんたたちは先に休んでてね。
Well, we've got plenty of people who can work with Luxite. What are the chances that we're going to be setting up factories to produce this cooling powder? We're bringing the Livito Anfield into this. One thing before going forward, this has been bugging me basically since we started. Voice is maxed, bro. Like, some voice lines are a little bit too quiet and I don't know what's causing it. His music was kind of fine. Sound effects were fine as well. What did you show the Undying Masks just now? Their attitudes changed completely. That is a ring gifted by a friend in the palace. It's a court token of sorts. Pretty useful, right? By the way, here, this is payment for goods. Payment? But we haven't shipped our next batch yet. Take it for now, buying slaves costs quite a bit, didn't it? In Ashalram, you can't survive without money. I'm afraid that's a little bit more of a global issue. That's patronage. What would you like to hear? From royal secrets to the price of bread, there's nothing I don't know. Since you are boss's friend, I won't charge you for information. How is Akambe doing? I heard the national merchant was assassinated. Akambe, he helped your area recently. He really angered a lot of people. He was just recalled to the capital, then disappeared. But he isn't the victim. Okay, we knew that already. Thank God. The victim was someone who replaced Akambe in official business with Iria. With his death and Akambe missing, trade between the two realms had to stop. other replies from the Palace of Winds. Did the great Asha agree to meet with us? Esteemed mercenary leader, peace and blessings upon you. Your request has been reviewed by this humble official. We are grateful that Your Excellency braved the arduous journey to visit Ashalaram personally and seek an audience with our most exalted sovereign, the Great Asha. However, with the approaching festivities, the Great Asha remains occupied with pressing matters and cannot spare time for a personal meeting. Should Your Excellency have the urgent business to discuss, kindly submit your concern in writing and I shall faithfully convey them on your behalf. With utmost respect, Chief Palace Secretary. The Secretary has declined your request for an audience with the Great Asha, citing busy official duties. With this rejection, all hopes of resolving the two nations' conflicts through high-level diplomatic meetings have scrambled. They're talking about festivities though. Maybe we can try to join and ingratiate Asha into our graces. Did you get a good look in at the emerald in the marketplace? It was as big as my thumb. Like it was cut from 10,000 facets, every surface sparkled under the sunlight. Such exquisite craftsmanship. You want to meet with the Great Asha to mediate the conflict between our two realms. A ceasefire. There might be another way. The noble slavers control ELAMAN's court. They probably don't want war with Iria either. The key ingredient for their cooling powder production comes from Iria, Luxite. Maintaining trade between our two realms serves them well. Maybe they would support a ceasefire. I really don't want you begging those scumbags, but they do have real power. Be careful how you negotiate, boss. The fixer will help you make contact. Belongs to a big slaver named Hashem. I can pull some strings to get you to see him, but fair warning, the guy's reputation is pretty terrible. Oh, he's the one that abuses Pooch Run. At the Golden Plume Theater. Yep, and she's right here. If I didn't have to spend 90 pools for Lukamar, I probably would have given her a little bit of a try. Because she looks cute and she sounds fun as well. Almost permanent single target dodging and lots of infection spreading. If the trade routes reopen, Iran looks like can flow here continuously. The profit from cooling powder, surely you understand them better than I do.
外国人のくせに随分と明け知りのようだな。だがなぜ俺があんたらイリアの硝石を買わなきゃいけないんだ？
Maybe he has a new Luxite source? Where else does Luxite grow? It was Iria and Wilder. Of course we're not.
狡猾なイリア人め。ウィルダと共謀し、エラマンの国家商人を殺しておきながら、よくもまあ協力を口にできたもんだ。
And of course he gets the wrong idea straight off the bat.
まだ白を切るつもりか。だったらエラマンがウィルターさんを捜索するのを拒むのはなぜだ。刺客は死んだが首謀者はイリア領内に逃げ込んだ。そいつをかばうつもりか。
The truth hasn't been uncovered yet. Please don't jump to conclusions.
いい加減にしろ。そこのお前、こっちに来い。
Also, we know why they want access to the Wilder Mountains, so they can just go and grab as many slaves as they want. And we can't quite let them. Yeah, we're killing this piece of shit.
これが証拠だ。教えてやろう。エラマンの国家承認を暗殺したのはこの出来損ないの親だ。こいつの血筋そのものが資格はウィルダ人だという動かぬ証拠だ。
お母さん。
黙れ。あんた協力がお望みなんだろ。こいつを殺してイリアがウィルダと通じていないことを証明すれば賛同してやる。
Yeah, absolutely not. We're killing this piece of shit. This is absurd.
返す言葉もないか。聞くがいい。エラマンが派兵する目的はウィルダのスパイの巣窟を壊滅させるためだ。もう分かっただろう。さっさと薄汚ねえ下手人を引き渡せ。協力とかいうたわごとは聞き飽きてんだ。
痛い。もうやめてください。お願い。
朝早くから何の騒ぎだ。出ていけ。ここで泣くんじゃない。役立たずの奴隷は処分すればいい。時間の無駄だ。傷んだ商品はもう売り物にならないのだから。
お前は風神の粉を持っているだろう。傷くらいすぐ治せるはずだ。
あれに使うとでも。
やはりお前の目に見えるのは金だけだな。
先月の帳簿が上がりました。彼らを下がらせたらゆっくりご説明しましょ
う。運が良かったな。失せろ。
Oh, this poor little thing.
すぐ治ります。ありがとう。私のネックレス。
Also, there's no way Hashem is one of these slavers, right? The Elder Bard.
よかった。なくさなかった。
Did your parents really assassinate the national merchant? Looks like we won't learn anything more. Let's go back. I don't know, everything feels like way too convenient of a lie. Hashem has gone too far. As for the ceasefire, why not speak directly with General Hashai about it? The secretary turned you down, not the Great Asha. If you could meet her in person... remember how you got into the city? You mean through the underground, with Whale's help? Him enough that he won't refuse. Once you're in the palace, I know the way. You know the Palace of Winds? Actually, I have a pen pal in the Palace of Winds. She often shares palace gossip with me. With me guiding you in, you can rest easy. And again, I keep getting the feeling that she's not just a random merchant. The theater manager is a builder. You mean Hessian? He's a trusted aide to the noble slavers. I heard he doesn't even spare his own people. Probably personally executed Wilder's rebels. That's how he climbed to this current position. Why are those slavers so obsessed with the West Wilder Mountain within Irian territory? Goes back to the division of the Wilder Mountain. ELAMAN once conquered all of Iria, including the mountain, but after the Second Radiant War, we were defeated by the Papal State. And the mountain was split in two. The West went to Iria, and the East remained with ELAMAN. It planted the seeds for future trouble. The Wilder within ELAMAN territory have always fought for independence and their skill at guerrilla warfare. Even when ELAMAN sends out large armies... damn it. They retreat to the Irian side. The slavers are helpless against this. Without occupying the West Wilder Mountain, they can't completely suppress the revolution. The rebellion in the East Wilder Mountain once brought much chaos to ELAMAN. Take this national merchant assassination as an example. Many think it was done by spies from the East Wilder Mountain. And to the Palace of Winds we go. This has to be Lukamar, right? Our first meeting with Lukamar. And for some reason, we've got a battle. Still down to 4, but we've got Homa on our side. This is the final stretch. Just exit there, turn the corner, and we're there. You really won't take my money? Of course not. I'm making a friend here. Taking money between friends hurts the relationships. I know you better than that. What's the real condition? It's not a condition, just friends helping friends. That's not too much an ask, right? Yeah, nah, these... he's setting up a favor, and a pretty big one at that. Payment will have to come eventually, and nobody knows what's that gonna take. Summon recruited guards, summon recruited archer. Okay, that's cute.
ビスケット分けてやるよ。面白い誘いじゃな。ビスケット分けてやるよ。ビスケット分けてやるよ。この催しはそちが先導するがよい。共に舞おう。血の雨の中を舞え。見えの愛よ。しばしとどまる。一緒に行きましょう。
No, she has to go hit 2. Even though she misses on this one, doesn't really matter.
I'll clear the way.
Enough! The job's done.
Yeah, those little explosions. Once we get a few more enemies on the map, those are going to be fun.
どれどれあやーこの催しはそちが先導するがよ煮えの舞よ
Well, desert beasts are mostly cleared. Luckily, didn't waste much time. See, the route I chose is always the safest. You better not be jinxing us. Oh, we even have the big slimes. That size, it's the massive Luxite mutant from the legends. Oh, and of course they've got summons. Do these things still spawn more? When hit by a single target attack that does not defeat the character, summons one Dark Puru, 50% HP, one time per battle. And we can't one-shot them.
I'll clear the way. Get ready for some magic fireworks.
あなたの選択を信じます。わかりました。
Damn it, with this thing blocking the way, smuggling just got a lot harder. Finish it, for the people of Ashalaram. Clearly, for your own wallet. Target the Luxite mutant, focus fire, and take it down. Single target healing, but it's only 2 times use, so he's not gonna do anything. Once he gets the skill to summon things back up, that's when he gets to do anything again.
この催しはそちが先導するがよい
That is actually quite the long jump too. Oh god, what is this stuff now? Shallow Swamp. Extra 0.5 movement per tile. And just reduces even more movement.
I'll clear the way.
And they can't even be set on
Please
fire.
be careful.
They just sit here.
You're a true friend.
What's worse is that unlike a lot of other tiles that slow people, even if we wanted to bring the Raven, we can't do anything about them. We only regain immunity from burning and frosty ones. Okay, this hits most of them.
I'll clear the way. Be on your guard.
生きとし生けるものを守れ。わかりました。
この催しはそちが先導するがよい共に舞おう煮えの舞よしばしとどまれ
This does not consume the stacks, so we still have 10 stacks of liberation, which can potentially go up next turn.
Dore dore? ビスケット分けてやるよ頼もしいですね了解
You're a true friend.
A single target attack and she's got dodges, that's perfect.
I'll clear the way.
Do we need to kill all enemies or just the mutant? Just the mutant.
You're a true friend.
But the mutant is still Okay, no, thankfully, one tile. We get there for that one last tile.
生きとし生けるものを守れ。光よ、生きとし生けるものを守れ。
血の雨の中を前へ。家の舞よ。
Ooh, that was
しばし
sweet.
とどまれ。一人で舞うほかなさそうじゃ。どれどれ？了解。この催しは
And yeah, thankfully these guys don't explode. Otherwise, she could have died
血
right
の
there.
雨の中を前へ。家の舞よ。しばしとどまれ。
Phew, finally finished. Now you know who really runs the subterranean tunnels. Impossible. The creature is splitting way faster than normal variants. Something's wrong. This isn't going according to my plan. Sorry, this job is turning into a loss. I need to cut my losses. Freaking coward. It's the second time that he leaves us to fend for ourselves. Boss, I'll draw it away. Run. Don't worry about me, I have my own escape plan. Get out of here and go to the Palace of Winds. Once you're in the palace, turn left, then right, go around the pavilion, and take this small path. Remember that. Huh? What's going on? There's another fork here. Which way should we go? Where is this place? There's a hell of a lot of greenery for being a desert. And of course we get caught first thing first. Irian? I got lost and wander here. I've come to ELAMAN as an envoy by the order of the Irian Council. Yeah, I think the diplomacy way maybe has the higher chance of landing us a meeting. I seek an audience with the Great Asha to discuss something important.
イリアの使節が来訪するとは聞いていない。この者を捕らえろ。
あら、やっと見つけましたよ。
Oh
こんなところにいたんですね。
Shanazi. Jesus Christ. Waiting for her release is going to be so painful.
私と一緒にハーシャー陛下に謁見する予定でしたが、途中ではぐれてしまったんです。
And I can't even tell how lucky we are that whenever we run into trouble, we've got the prettiest ladies out there just coming in and covering our asses.
一人で歩き回るのはお控えくださいとお伝えしましたのに。
Sorry for all these troubles, but seriously, it's amazing here.
あなたの顔に免じて今回は不問にしましょう。今後同じことがなきようどうぞご留意のほど。
And since she's covering for us, she likely already has half of an idea for... Oh, not even half of an idea. She directly knows who we are and what we're likely doing here. So, is she another one of the conspirators working under the table to undermine the entire slavery business? You know me?
ここに来るイリア人はそう多くないから。あなたほどの有名人ならなおさらね。
Thank you for your help. May I ask who you are?
礼には及ばないわ。私はシャナズ。ハーシャラムによくいる商人の一人よ。
And anything I'm going to believe except for the fact that she's a common merchant. There is absolutely no way a common merchant just runs around the palace like this, not to mention can get 3 guards off of my ass as an intruder. This is Homa V2. A merchant with free access to the palace.
風の宮殿に来たのはハーシャー陛下に会うためってさっき言ってたわね。
I hope the Great Asha will intervene to stop the war between ELAMAN and Iria.
たった一人で勇気があるのね。じゃあ私が案内しましょうか。もちろんエラマン商人としてただでというわけにはいかないのだけど。
And words cannot describe how easily I would fold if she were to ask anything of me. Then your terms are...
イリアでの出来事を聞かせてくださらない？私とても興味があるの。
My experiences? Certainly, that's all right. And all she wants are stories. How nice of her. Hey, good sir. Hey, Oderin, welcome. How are things been going? Within the Palace of Winds.
なるほど。誰もが自らの選択を下し、自発的に動くよう促すと。イリア議会まで設立して、国民の代表が国政について議論できるようにするなんて。まさしく前代未聞の偉業。本当に見事な働きね。
And people living under a iron-fisted regent rule finally getting their first tastes of democracy. And of course they're all very intrigued. Remember a factory in Enfield, Valley 4 steel scuffed, but it works? Oh, nice. I heard you had a little bit of trouble with that, but thankfully seems like it's working. I was trying to fix things up in Wuling the last day. Then I woke up and I found the entire factory with 0 energy. Apparently there's something going wrong with the way the sewage is counted or taken into account. I somehow ran out of sewage, and running out of sewage actually shut everything down. And with no more battery production, the entire factory went to shit.
奴隷制にがんじがらめにされている今のエラマンにはそんな変革が求められているの。
Connecting water pipes to the new ores made my blood pressure rise. Oh, I'll tell you what, the ore nodes are not the problem. The ore nodes are definitely not the problem. I've run into a little bit of issues with the, again, sewage management. There's a few factories that require it, but I'm not sure about the transfer speed of the new conduits.
あなたとこれほど気が合うとはつい話し込んでしまったわ。
So in the end, I ended up doing like 1 conduit per input. Even though it should be possible to have 2 for 1, but I don't know. Might have to try some things still to optimize production. Full of exotic charm. Are you talking about the place or are you talking about the lady?
あの中にいらっしゃるわ。一応言っておくけど、あなたがこれまで会ってきた支配者たちと比べてだいぶ 私の仕事はこれで終わり。じゃあまたね。
Thank you for guiding the way.
そうそう、次に会うときはもっとあなたの物語を聞かせてね。
How did she turn out to be this cute? Again, I've only seen her from the presentation trailer that was released a fairly long time ago. But I was getting the feeling that she would be like Raiden Shogun from Genshin. You know, high and mighty, basically unreachable, kind of a goddess figure. Cause... where is it? This is how she was presented the first time. And we go from this to a cute little merchant who likes to hear our traveling stories. That's freaking adorable. But yeah, I can't wait until she comes out. Holy hell, I can't wait until she comes out. And the Hasha has to be Lukamar, right? The scent of incense. Wait, is this a bathhouse?
何者だ?
Oh no, technically not. I'm here to see the Great Hasha.
ただいまハーシャー陛下は弱み遊ばされています。どのようにしてここへ入ったのです？
アスナ、どうせ。
御意。
Wait, isn't the Great Hasha taking a bath? Apparently that doesn't matter. Referendum, yes or no? I would honestly rather not discuss politics. Oh, she's taking a bath for real. She looks somewhat familiar. That's because you've met her already. Have we met somewhere before? Hell, we met her already twice. Even though both times it was more like a mirage than anything else. I don't understand any of this. Wait, you should put some clothes on. I mean, first the invitation to dance, now the invitation to bathe. MC just stunned. Alright, this is rather embarrassing. Yeah, no, we're not turning down this invitation. Odd girl. Anyway, I should discuss business first. I'm the leader of the sort of Convallaria mercenary group, here representing Iria. You should know, recently tensions have been rising at the Builder Mountain along our realm's border. There are misunderstandings behind this. I earnestly request that you intervene and mediate. This also serves the mutual interest of both realms. I hope you'll reconsider the proposals from Inanna as well.
この宮殿のことを知っておるか? エラマン初代のハーシャーが
その王妃のために建てた離宮じゃ。何万もの奴隷が昼夜を問わず働き、完成した頃はその外壁は銀貨よりも輝いていた。しかるにその王妃がここに住んだことは一度もなかった。彼女は去った。何人も行方を知らず、この宮殿だけが主の帰りを待ちわびて今に至る。
Why did she leave? What does this have to do with Iria? I'm not sure if she's just trying to sway the conversation, go into a story that's unrelated. Because we already know she couldn't make up her mind, so she refused the first agreement. Let's try and play along, see where this leads.
わらわがそちにやってほしいことじゃ。この出来事を記した古書をわらわのもとへ持ってまいれ。さすればそちの願いは叶うであろう。
You want me to find a book?
心配は無用。有能な奴隷を一人授けよう。
Oh, look who's still alive. Akambe? How? We heard bro disappeared.
なぜそなたが？
アカンベ、新しい主人についていくのじ
ゃ。仰せのままに。
Yeah, he was one of the most powerful merchants of this region. He fell in love with one of these slaves, but then the slave took her own life, so he's been kind of regretting that ever since. And in order to atone for his sins, he decided to try and put an end to slavery. Except the entire region and a lot of its economy is based around it. So he went from free merchant to slave. Even though Lukamar being the queen, I guess people aren't really free under her.
風が立ったな。
Never expected to reunite with you under these circumstances. How did you become a slave? In ELAMAN, everyone is a slave to the Great Asha. If it isn't the national merchant Akambe. I heard you switched sides in Iria and placed those old foxes in the court for fools. Should I say merchants are naturally cunning, or are you particularly good at reading the wind? You flatter me. When it comes to being cunning, your reputation in the black market far exceeds mine. Thanks to Akambe, Iria has been liberated. So, you're one of us now? Fine, since the boss trusts you, I have no objections. By the way, there's an important matter that I need to discuss with you. After the initial merchant assassination, relations between ELAMAN and Iria have become extremely tense. The merchants who advocated cooperation with Iria have completely lost influence. The noble slavers now all support the Grand Vizier's hardline stance against Iria. That's ELAMAN Chancellor. The Great Asha doesn't handle politics. All the power is in the Grand Vizier's hands. I alone can turn the tide. Don't worry, together we'll find a way to stop this war. Did the Great Ashar really send you to find an ancient book? It's strange enough as it is, and Hashalram is too big. Finding a book here is like looking for a needle in a haystack. It sounds incredible, but those are indeed the Great Ashar terms. No choice then. I head to the marketplace first and tried my luck at gathering intelligence. It's an ancient book regarding history. I think there might be someone closely related to that, or at least very much interested in it. We might want to go look for Tyre. By the way, did you meet someone at the Palace of Winds? My pen pal. She apparently works in the bathhouse too. Oh, Hasna? Sounds like she might be the Great Ashar attendant. How is Hasna her pen pal if Hasna can't see? Even if I can't go see her, just knowing she's safe is enough. Dearest friend, the promise you once made to me haunts my dreams. You bailed on us twice. We're not getting you a third chance. I have a shipment that needs to cross the subterranean tunnels, and you are the hero who has crossed those tunnels many times. Now, the time has finally come to test our friendship. There's been a lot of counterfeit cooling powder fraud in the market lately. We just ran into some too. Those greedy merchants, they will not mess with the cooling powder trade. I'm reporting this to the Grand Vizier. And that dealer too, not sure if we should be trusting him. And more fake cooling powder. Surely that's going to be yet another plot point going forward. Plenty of NPCs. Lukamar's damage is also just all physical, but we don't really have that many characters with physical defense down. I wonder if she actually works. 290 speed, she can still buff Lukamar quite nicely.
I'll show them what happens when a sorceress is enraged.
This is the place, already arranged with the buyer. They'll come to collect the goods soon. But this place looks like a desert beast nest. That's exactly why I picked you to help. At least this route won't run into that terrifying monster. Yeah, don't worry about the goods, just some hot commodities from Hashalram. How much do you guys want to bet that this guy is smuggling the cooling powder? Or at least the low quality cooling powder?
This ought to help. You've crossed the wrong sorceress. You're certain?
You know, that AoE freaking crazy. And again, I can't believe that she does all this damage just at one star. I really can't wait to see her grow up.
心得ました。
すべては私の手のひらの
上。This should hit.
お楽しみはこれからよ。
Why aren't your people helping? You're also brilliant and capable, there's no need for us to step in. We just get in the way and slow you down. Yeah, sure. Just sitting back and protecting the goods instead of actually helping us out.
血の雨の中を前へしばしとどまれ。
I should have brought snacks. What a piece of shit, I swear. And yeah, the buff from Espisafia actually works. She follows up the big nuke with the basic attack. And that's a ton of damage.
Come, time's of the essence. You shan't make it out of here.
Again?
お疲れ様。
面白い誘いじゃな。みんなも一緒に前へ。
信じています。
すべては私の手のひらの上。お見通しよ。
ありがとう。
Oh, at least one of them helps.
Retreat, and you may still live. This ought to help. I'm putting an end to this charade. You shan't make it out of here.
ありがとう。
And the consignee is here. What a place you choose for this deal. Inspect the goods. This batch of counterfeit cooling powder should be well made, right? Called it. Absolutely called it. Sell this and we'll make a killing. Counterfeit cooling powder? You're going to scam buyers? Why do you care? We just need to make money. Once they find out, they're going to hang both of them. Can't let you take this stuff. What a bunch of crazy bodyguards you have. Stop them. They just had to do what they were hired for, but they meddle in everything just like Homa. No choice now. Anyone who messes with my business gets no mercy from me. And that is strike number 3.
アイテム作戦はありがとう。これがみんなの決断です。この平和な世界のために。この催しは措置が
Not only that, but the fact that we've been cooperating with him also puts us in danger going forward.
血の雨の中を前へ。家の舞よ。
すべては私の手のひらの上。お見通しよ。待ってるわ。
ほう。その方も。
Come, time's of the essence.
Just barely, but she's still alive.
A weak bunch, these brutes.
アイテム作戦は
Alright, and as long as she's alive, people basically ignore her. As long as we have other possible targets around the enemies. Ah, this dies in one hit.
この催しは措置が先導するがよい。面白い誘いじゃな。
We should be able to hit all 3.
血の雨の中を舞え家の舞よ
With one buff, one little buff, she starts hitting 60k damage. What the hell is this character? And why is Wei still alive? Mess with my business, I'll destroy you sooner or later. Again, why is Wei still alive?
この完璧な勝利をそして共に歩んできた
He's going to become such a huge problem going forward. Oh, and would you look at that? Tyre spawned out of nowhere. Boss, I found someone who knows about the ancient tome. Leader. We knew it had to be him. Tyre, they said you went to ELAMAN. Never expected to run into you here. That's wonderful. By the way, Homa already filled me in on everything. Remember that ancient book you brought from ELAMAN and gave me? I think that might be the book you're looking for. But he doesn't have it. Don't even mention it. When I found him, Bandit had already robbed him clean. As for the book, the bastards tore it to shreds and burned it to ash. They could rob me, but they shouldn't have burned that book. Does this mean our deal is basically went up in flames then? For someone as defenseless as you to make it alive from Era to ELAMAN is already pretty lucky. But the copy I had was just fragments anyway. I came to ELAMAN specifically to find the true original of the book. They say the ELAMAN Academy houses countless ancient texts. There should be some clues there, but ordinary people aren't qualified to enter the academy. And someone might be worth meeting personally. Speaking of which, the ancient book is written almost entirely in ancient Elamanian. I can only barely decipher the first few pages. The book mentioned the past of the Elaman's first queen. She was a foreigner scholar brought back by the first Asha during one of the diplomatic visits. She established the ELAMAN Academy and brought much precious knowledge to the ELAMAN. Unfortunately, I can't decipher the rest of the content for now. Ancient Elamanian has long been lost, only a precious few can master it. I only have rudimentary knowledge of it. That you can decipher this much from fragments is admirable. Someone has been asking around about ancient book collections. That was a thing years ago, people even tried to steal from the academy back then. But the whole thing crashed and burned. Those books became worthless as toilet paper. You think it's making a comeback? Better start hoarding some just in case. Once a merchant, always a merchant, Jesus. And again, common merchant, standing atop a podium talking to a mass of people.
こちらはハーシャダム商会の会長だ。この町で彼女にできないことはない。
This is
無数の奴隷が自由を求めて死闘を繰り広げる戦場よ。まさかこんなにも早くまたあなたの物語を聞けるとはね。
シャナジ？
知り合いだったのか。 1000度の約束は一度の巡り合いにしかずとはよくシャナズ。我々は頭の痛い難題に直面している。頼れるのはそなただけだ。
手紙に書いてあった件ね。それなら難しくないわ。聞こえた？あの歓声が。
紳士淑女の皆様、ハーシャラム闘技場へようこそ。
And if I remember correctly, there should be an entire minigame dedicated to this arena.
その鋭い刃は誰にも止められず、連勝の記録は闘技場の伝説となっている。彼こそが血に飢えたサローだ。ルールは単純明快。剣闘士たちは十分なポイントを稼げば自由を取り戻せる。そして敗者は勝者の手によって処刑される。サローはいつでも自由の身になれるだけのポイントを稼いだ。にもかかわらずなおも戦い続けるとはなんと勇猛なことか。今彼はついにシャムス神王に挑戦する資格を得た。
Oh, they're even bringing Shams out for this. Yeah, bro's not gonna survive now.
最高に胸の躍る瞬間がやってきた。さあ、対戦相手の登場だ。シャムス神王。
俺たちがこれまで戦い続けてきたのは今日この日貴様を完膚なきまでに打ち倒すためだ。もし貴様が負けたらこの忌々しい闘技場を解散させ全ての奴隷を解放しろ。
Also, kind of funny that despite these sprites being this small, they still found the space to give him a six-pack.
公衆の面前でこの挑戦を受ける度胸があるか。
ほう、その息やよし。いいだろう。俺の一撃を受け切れたらお前だが、もしお前が敗れたらその命俺に捧げてもらおう。
なめやがって。行くぞ。くそ、力の差がこれほどとは。
シャムス神王、この闘技場の真の主人にしてハーシャ陛下の弟、同時に多くのエラマン人にとって心の英雄でもある。試合に夢中になっていたけれど、本題に戻りましょうか。
She forgot that?
ああ、そうだったわ。手紙に書いてあったはず。
What's wrong with her?
ちょっと待ってね。少し時間をちょうだい。思い出したわ。古書の手がかりを探すためにあなたのお仲間をエラマン学園に入れたいと。そうよね。難しいことではないけれど、ただ今にも戦争が勃発しそうな この緊迫した状況で事の成否をわけのわからない古書にかけるしかないなんて。
Yeah, but the sooner we find it, the higher the chances to avoid war.
あのハーシャー陛下は本当に頼れるのかしらね。
Can't be helped though. There's really no other way right now.
差し支えなければ商人としての試験を聞いていただけるかしら。
This has to be some sort of way they talk just to get you to lower your guard.
現在イリアとエラマンの硝石貿易は完全に途絶えている。重要な硝石の供給源を失えば貴族の奴隷主たちは激しく吠え立てることでしょうね。さてそこで我らが大ワジール殿はどうやって彼らの口を塞ぐのかしら。
Luxite. He must have found a new Luxite source.
イリアの硝石の供給源に変わるものをか。
どうやらことはそう単純ではなさそうね。
私が調べてみよう。新たな突破口が見つかるかもしれない。
私の方も準備を進めるわ。あなたたちのお仲間をエラマン学園に入れる件は任せておいて。
Once again, I'm in your debt.
また一つ貸しよ。もちろん物語で返してもらうわ。とはいえ戦争を止めるのは私たちエラマン商人の願いでもあるし。
At least the ones who don't trade in weapons, I guess. Those ones might actually be foaming at the mouth at the idea of a new war starting.
私自身のためでもあるの。
You found a way into the ELAMAN Academy? Truly capable, my friend. Tonight? No, I'm going now. Can't wait any longer. I hear it houses the continent's largest collection of ancient texts. I really want to see them. Once I find the ancient book you need, I'll come back to you. Where exactly did those Luxites come from? What channels brought them into Ashalram? I plan to ask around among my colleagues at the trading post. They know the trade routes from every realm. Nothing stirs in any market without reaching their ears. That is still really weird though. And maybe there's a chance that they're just intercepting Luxite trade caravans rather than having a proper news source. Because if there were news sources, people have been at war over Luxite for around 1,000 years, if I remember correctly. Probably would have been found already. Don't try to fool me. You want to know where Hashem got his Luxite, right? Take a look at those Luxite yourself. There might be clues, you know? Perfect timing. I was planning to go to the Luxite workshop to steal, study cooling powder production techniques. Want to come along? This could be profitable for both of us. This is Hashem's Luxite workshop. We'll sneak it quietly, no fighting. Why is she bringing parrots? Is that a bunny? Strange workshop. Bunnies keep getting in. Good opportunity. Let's go in. Okay, looks like the detection AoEs are also fairly small. I do worry about this guy being turned this way though. Let's see if they turn away in just one turn. This is tricky. That guy is watching the entrance like a hawk. There are lots of bunnies in the workshop. They're probably attracted by the haze stored here. I've practiced commanding them before. Let me command them to approach the guard. That should distract them. Oh, it's map wide, okay. Let's give extra movement to MC. And then Beast Ally. He did not turn around though. Oh, never mind, he did. Who could say no to such a cute little bunny? I'll play with you for a bit. That is not enough to go through though. Let's not risk it and sit there for a second. Okay, perfect. Endless work every day. At this rate, my body will collapse like that old man's eventually. Here's some cooling powder, perfect for me to take back and study. As for the looks like clues, let's keep searching over there. I think I also saw a pretty unique NPC down there. Oh, just a craft person. At least they look like an ally. Oh, there's the bunny to distract the guard number 2. Finally got the new Luxite shipment organized. Looks like another all-nighter making cooling powder. There's so much. From the shape and color, it doesn't look like Irian Luxite. And if it's not Irian, we know Luxite also grows on the Wilder Mountain. The bunny might be one tile short. Unless they manage to find more in Lucha, but that seems unlikely. I'll move around or this sneaky little thing will run away. Really can't work anymore. That craft person seems to have collapsed from exhaustion. These slave workshops constantly pressure craft people to produce cooling powder. These scattered documents. There is a Luxite manifest hidden among them. Transport records for Luxite. What's written here, this Luxite shipment is from the Papal States. Impossible. The Papal States and ELAMAN have never conducted Luxite trade on this scale. Unless the Papal States are getting ready to go to war with Iria again. Unless these slaves made a private deal with the Papal States, now everything makes sense. Alright boss, intelligence gathered, time to withdraw to our destination. We'll withdraw along the cargo tracks. Watch out for the freight wagons. Not just the freight wagons, I'm afraid this is a bit of a bigger problem. We can't really distract this guy. We may have a bit of a better time if we both move south. We got 20 turns anyway. Might as well just take our time. Okay, that's the bunny. Can you turn around, please? I was going to say there's no way he doesn't say anything, but apparently he doesn't really care. Yeah, no, doesn't really care. She has to stop here. Unless we can maybe lock this one down with the bunny. Intrude. Oh, sorry, it's just those bunnies again. At least it lost the alert. Damn, it escaped. Was I too cautious? Did it outsmart me? A little bunny outsmarting guards. Oh, I guess never mind. Only one of them is going to lose this. And she can't get through. She has to wait for the next turn. At least they didn't get MC. There's a trap. Goalie, I'm not. Going swing is hurt. It's all my fault. And of course, we have to get caught on the way out. Oh, Yagane. They came to deliver goods. Just finished the end of it with me. This is getting a bit too common. Every time we get in trouble, a cutie comes out and saves us. I see. Work quickly and leave when you're done. Thank you, but who are you really? My name is Yagane. Cooling powder. She can produce cooling powder so quickly, and the quality is better than any batch I've seen before. Take this, it can heal your companion. And you know this goalie was injured, thank you so much. By the way, there's an old slave craft person over there. Just treated him, he's temporarily out of mortal danger. But I feel his body can't take much more. What if we take him out of this workshop? Do you agree? That's for you to decide. And your favor will definitely be repaid someday. Again, yet another slave forced to work 24/7. And yet another slave will be happy to free. Hello, hey Vorix, welcome, how have things been going? I won't hold it against you for bringing me out here without permission, but remember, I'm no ordinary slave, I'm a sigil craft person. Someone who makes cooling powder, never mind, you will understand anyway. You can make cooling powder too? How do you compare to Yegane? That woman, she used to be nobility, can't compete with her, but the new technique I'm working on can create something far more powerful than cooling powder. Those ignorant overseers say I'm wasting materials, but they'll regret it soon enough. Sounds impressive. Could we take a look? You want to steal my technique? These skills put food on my table, not a chance. Besides, you wouldn't understand even if I explain. Stop asking. But how about we give him a chance to make what he wants to make? He gets to keep honing his skills, experiment with something new, and we get the product of his labor. I found out Hashem's Luxite was smuggled from the Papal States. This matches our investigation. The Papal States regarding Luxite is probably to undermine ELAMAN's dependence on the Irian Luxite, escalate the conflict at the Wilder Mountain, and pressure Iria. We did kind of set a revolution off in the Papal States as well, thanks to Samantha and Credenza. That might have ruffled some feathers. At least, we keep making progress. The situation favors us. Both court and common folk are condemned in this treasonous business. The Papal States once invaded Hashalaram and forced us to surrender much territory. Even today, many Elamanians consider trading with the Papal States shameful. Plus, Hasham and the Grand Vizier's confidant monopolized the massive profit from smuggling Luxites. The noble slavers are very unhappy, so they're also fanning the flames behind the scenes. The Grand Vizier might really stumble this time. Latest intelligence from Hashalaram. Want to see it? I hear the Grand Vizier has returned. Traitor! How dare you conspire with ELAMAN's enemies? The Grand Vizier's secret dealing with the Papal States sparked massive outrage in Hashalaram. Yet, when the High Minister's caravan returned through the desert dust, the storm died down. Faced with accusation, the Grand Vizier showed no hesitation. Instead, he seized the moment to bring this cooperation open to the table. He announced that the Papal States would import vast quantities of cooling powder, using enormous profits to appease the noble slavers while granting Luxite trading rights to win over select merchants. As for the hardliners who remain unmoved by profit and steadfastly oppose the Papal States, they face ruthless purges. In a single day, he turned the tide upside down with Iron Fist tactics. Only now you truly understand what kind of player this unseen Grand Vizier really is. Esteemed mercenary leader, peace and blessings upon you. The Great Shah was unable to grant a personal audience previously and commanded the secretary to convey her regards instead. We humbly ask for your understanding. Now that the Grand Vizier has returned to the capital and learned of your situation, he expressed great interest. Therefore, he has instructed his humble official to extend his invitation for your visit to the palace. We might be getting between a rock and a hard place. Yes, I don't think we can withstand an attack from 3 different sides. I've been trying to get into Versusia. Playing Magna is kind of painful. Isn't that what the new weapons are for? The new Odious Grids. Maybe things are going to get better once we also get the Odious Summoner caps. Not sure, we can only check it out. Well, we were still at the trading post back in Iria. Even though we don't have that big of an influence anymore, we were still kind of under the entire Luxite business over there. Maybe, just maybe, we can try and work something out, but we need them out of the Wilder Mountains if they want the Irian Luxite back again. Odious won't get uncapped until after July. Magna is possible right now. Wind is easiest because Siete. Doesn't Wind also need to farm a ton of sword and bring them to MK2? Honestly, that kind of put me off grinding entirely. Okay, these are the merchants who want to stand against the Vizier and the new Luxite trade. Looks like we're heading for another war. The Grand Vizier is tough as nails. He'll definitely hit the Wilder Mountain hard. Maybe I can buy myself a Wilder Dancer too. And the Vizier... Oh, that's Kunishir. Oh, Kian Shir. I guess the name got mistranslated back on the wiki when I checked it. But this guy should be coming out as the last ELAMAN unit. And since we're going from ELAMAN to Lucia, probably getting skipped.
こちらこそ、イリア解放戦線の大英雄、スズランの剣団長殿。
To receive an audience during your busy schedule is quite unexpected.
堅苦しい挨拶は無用。エラマンは実利を重んじる国だ。だからこそ、これから私の言うことをよく聞いていただきたい。君がエラマンに来た目的は知っている。そしてそれは実現不可能だと私は確信している。
Bro doesn't know how thick our plot armor is.
なぜなら戦争を止めるには一つの方法しかないからだ。エラマンが両国の停戦及び小石イニシアティブを支持する条件としてイリアはウィルター山をエラマンに返還しなくてはならない。
And with the Wilder Mountain, again, this basically means letting them go and enslave all the Wilders they want, which is not gonna happen. Iria will never again betray the Wilderians. It's not about territory, it's about the people.
君はもっと現実的な人かと思っていたが。
Pragmatic or not, this is something that can never be traded away.
名誉尊厳、よくある陳腐な話か。そういうことならお引き取り願おう。
Forget honor and dignity. Shall we speak of trust? How about we discuss business, the trade between ELAMAN and the Papal States? You should know better than anyone the risk of trusting the Papal States.
信頼？ウィルター山を二分し、分裂を引き起こしたのは法王国だった。エラマンとイリアの間にウィルター山という争いの種をまいたのも法王国だ。第二次光の戦いの経験者として、私ほど法王国の本質を知る者はいない。
Then why open trade routes with them? If that's the case, ELAMAN should cooperate with Iria rather than the Papal States.
このエラマンにおいて、分離運動は長らく続いた不安定要素だ。往年の輝かしいエラマンを蘇らせるには、まずもってウィルター山を取り戻す。これは避けて通れぬ大前提だ。
I get the feeling that by the end of this, the entire Wilder Mountain will be part of the Irian territory.
理由の遺憾を問わず、ウィルター山の問題が存在する限り、エラマンとイリアの関係は決して修復し得ない。では、お引き取り願おう。
So the Grand Vizier's true purpose is to annex the Wilder Mountain. He seems very firm. I think a peaceful resolution is impossible. It's injured? No, it seems dead. Who? I've never seen her. She apparently does not become playable, not for the time being at least. Who? For being sworn enemies, an envoy from the Papal States is the last thing I expected to see in here.
おやすみなさい。光の加護があなたの夢を守らんこと。
She's from the Papal States. Is she here to meet the Grand Vizier?
あら、何を見ていたの
Is I get the feeling that the entire looks-like trade is been happening under the table. So having envoys from the Papal States wearing full Papal States garb, I think they should be keeping these very on the down low.
すっかり見とれていたようだけど女の見た目に惑わされないようにね、団長さん。
Just a chance encounter. Who was she?
新しく法王国から来た枢機卿。どうしたの？気になる？
A bishop from the Papal States. It really was just a chance encounter.
そうそ そう。あなたが大ワジールに呼び出されたって聞いたけど、意地？それならいいけど、あの人は奴隷軍の出身なの。残酷な手段で有名だから気をつけないとね。それとグランドバザールでの一件、本当にお気の毒様。落ち込まないで。時間があったら闘技場へ会いにいらしてね。
That's chapter 1. All of this was just chapter 1? Jesus! Journey to distant lands, you gradually approach the center of power. Yet, the situation shifts like flowing sands in an instant. Are you strong enough for the long road ahead? And that was all just for the setup. We're starting strong. We're starting really damn strong. We've got basically nothing even to trade in the trading post. New path here, Song of Dunes. Okay, and finally we get a bit of a better map. Because so far we only got this little area around here. We knew that the Union came over through ships, but I guess they also have access through land from a southern route. And this is still a very small piece of land for a continent. I was expecting it to be like different land masses, but alright. Now, bit of a break from Song of Dunes. I wanted to check something else when it came to the events. Because we have the Crucible Arena here, 55 days long. Oh, the feature is still locked. Well, we received an invitation to the arena from a very pretty lady, so... Wait, chapter 15? We're at chapter 9. I'm afraid I won't have time today, but I'll be back at this really soon. Hopefully tomorrow, if not in a couple of days. What day is even today? Friday. Yeah, weekend seems nice. Mostly, I think the arena had pretty decent rewards. I want to see how this ends up being. For the time being, really happy to have gotten Lukamar this early. She cost a little bit, but I'm not gonna complain. She looks powerful as hell, and I can't wait to keep bringing her up with the trait levels. Some of these are absolutely insane. For the time being though, I guess that's gonna be it for me for today. As always, thanks a lot for coming by, even just to lurk. Really appreciate you being here. And have a nice dinner. See you guys around soon. Ciao.